things that you guys have really missed out on over the past wee while. So they are really, really good fun things. So you must make sure that you participate in them. The more you get involved with, the easier September is. Our year sevens, who I'm sure you'll speak to in a little while, when they came to us, obviously we'd had the pandemic, we'd been through a lockdown, but what they found was that because of all the work that we'd done online or in real life, they actually felt part of the Botley family. They were able to step foot in the room, into the school, and it felt like home. And that's what's really important for you guys. You are already becoming very precious to me as your head teacher. Take the job really seriously. I've got your future in our hands. And that should never be underestimated. Your needs come first. The things that you like doing, the things that you want to do, the things that you are interested in are how we construct what we do with you. It's not necessarily a case of me saying we're going to do this, 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 and this. It's what do you like? What are you interested in? What extracurricular clubs are we not running that you want to take part in? It is a really exciting, vibrant community. And we just want it to be the very best for you. We want you to be happy, we want you to enjoy it, we want you to be safe, and we want you to thrive. And that looks different for every year 7 child coming through our door. If there are things that you want to be doing, you know, we're looking at putting all the outward bounds, team building back in place. You know, it's been a bit difficult. Me and Mrs. Morby were getting excited about that the other day because we were reminiscing when we were at school, what we really enjoyed doing, going canoeing or rock climbing or whatever it is we're allowed to do. And we want to do those things. We want to get the trips back up and running. You know, but it's just because there is restrictions, it doesn't mean to say that you're not going to get the best experiences. We just might have to tailor make them just that little bit different for you. So tonight is about me getting to know you a bit better. I'm looking at some of these fabulous faces. I'm looking at how you interact with me. So for example, Lily Ray, give me a thumbs up. Okay, yeah, I'm loving the way that you're concentrating. That's great. Who else can I see? Lisa's iPhone. That thumbs up. That's it. You can get a smile. Very serious, looking at the looking at the screen. Who's she going to pick on next? Archie Holbrook. Archie looks like he's commanding the whole. Hi, Dad's waved at me. That's great. He's looking at. They're just sat in the background. Archie's in charge. I love it when the student's right in front of the camera. Charlie Wogan. That's the best smile I've seen all day. And some have just got parents, which is great. If you'd like to come back to school, I know some of your students might be involved in other activities, but that's absolutely fabulous. Please don't look worried. Some of you look absolutely terrified. We really aren't that scary. Emerson Smythe, there's big smiles going on in that family household. I like that. Oh, see, now I'm saying this, Sophie's just connected. There's a big smile there. That's great. It's really important that I get to know you. One of the things that I pride myself on is doing lunch duty. Now that might sound really bizarre, but I do lunch duty every day, and I do that because it is so important that I get to know every child in my school. That might sound like a big ask, but that's something I pride myself on. Now, I might not get every name right all the time, but I make a really big effort to do that, because having a conversation with you, although that might be a bit terrifying for you, I'll try and make it not. It's so I get in under the skin. For example, the football teams you support, who you play for at a weekend, what activities you like doing, you know, some of you interested in cooking, all those things that you like doing are so I build a relationship with you. And I know I might be a head teacher, but it's really important because I'm in charge of everything, and that's a really big responsibility. And if you're not happy, or we're not doing the things that we promised you when we said come to our school, then I'm doing you a disservice, and that doesn't make me very happy. You know, I put a promise out there to you that I'll give you the best experiences, and I can hand on heart say that I absolutely will, but you've got to interact with me, and those kind of start now. So I'm building up some relationships now with parents and carers and our fabulous young people, and some great smiles. And you know what, the first big hurdle that you've done, it's being here tonight, which is absolutely incredible, because it's really important. Sometimes online it's a bit easy to say, oh, I won't miss much. Okay, but you will be if you're not here, because it's really important that, as I say, I can start to talk to you. So if there's anything in the chat that you want to ask me when I'm not talking, that's fine, just type away in the chat. And there's a few people that'll speak to you tonight. I appreciate online's really difficult. This isn't going to be your favourite television show. I get that. So we need to make sure that we keep you entertained and engaged. Some of you are smirking at that. Mark Hines, I saw that smile. And I understand that. So we need to keep it as concise but as informative as possible. If there are things that we miss off tonight, that's fine. Just start an email conversation with me. Yeah, send me an email, send Miss Brown one, send Mrs. Morby one. We are here for you. We are here to serve you and to make sure that you get the best experience. So I hope you have an interesting evening. If it was real life, you would have seen real students performing on the stage and everything. So we've tried to do it as best as we can. So I'll pass back over to Mrs. Morby, and she'll introduce the next person. But if you want to chat or anything, just let me know and I will respond. And it's lovely to see you all. Give me a thumbs up, please. Oh, brilliant.
Thanks, Miss Scott Helen. Okay, I'm going to pass over to your new head of year. So your head of year looks after you. She's in charge of your year group, and she's called Mrs. Brown.
Hello, welcome year sevens, well, soon to be year sevens, and all parents and carers. It is so lovely to see so many of you signed on. Just scrolling through, I have been lucky to meet an odd one of you. I think it's Miles Stapleton. I've met you, so lovely to see you signed on as well. I'm going to be talking to you this evening about some of the things for you to expect when you start with us in September, and hopefully some of the things that I will go through will alleviate any worries or concerns that you may have over the coming months. Okay. Okay, firstly, I'm going to talk to you about tutor time. Over the coming weeks, I'm going to be placing you into a tutor group. I know that this is a key part of the successful transition, and I'll be working closely with the Year 6 teachers and families and yourselves. I want to ensure that you will get to be in a tutor group with at least one of your friends. So please, can you make sure that you do tell your primary school teachers of anybody that you'd like to be in a form with, and I'll try to make that work as best as possible. I know that some of you might be coming from a primary school where there's only one of you. So if you've got a friend that's at a different primary school, please let us know, and then I'll try to work out that you can join them in a tutor group. As part of tutor track time, you will spend 35 minutes every morning. So it's a really important time that you get to spend with your friends in your tutor group, because when you move to lessons, some of those friends might be in different lessons. So unlike primary school where you're together all the time, in tutor time, you will be together, but as you move to your lessons, it might be that some of your friends are then in different lessons. Each of you will get a form tutor, and you will find out which form you are in during the transition days to come. So it'll be a few weeks, and when you come to the transitions events, you'll find out whose form you'll be in. Below on the screen, you'll see there's a tutor group program. So it's just an example of what we do every day in tutor time. So on a Monday, what you'll do at the moment is they're doing a reading initiative, which your form tutor will read a book and share ideas with you. This will help improve literacy. It will also help improve your knowledge and understanding of certain words. Every week we send out a word of the week, and you're encouraged to use that word throughout your lessons. On a Tuesday, you will do collective worship. This is time outside the classroom to discuss things which are happening around the world, a chance to reflect on spiritual and moral issues that impact our lives and discuss how we can live better lives. Wednesday is stop drop and read. This is where you will bring your own book into school. So it's really important that you don't forget a reading book, and you will read silently in your tutor time. Personal development is where you will discuss things like cyberbullying, internet safety, finance, personal hygiene, friendships, relationships. So that will be coming under personal development. And finally, on a Friday, you will get an assembly. Now, some of you who have been on the tours and were lucky enough to get in, you would have seen the assembly hall. Hopefully by September, we'll be able to deliver full year group assemblies in the hall. Usually it'll be led by myself, or it could be a senior member of staff, such as Mrs. Scott Heron, Mrs. Morby. We try to invite guest speakers in who will come along and provide assemblies. Thanks, Miss. Can we move on to the next slide? Okay, just a little bit about expectations in lessons. I don't want to go and bore you too much over what's going to happen lesson by lesson, but I just wanted to let you know what some of the things that we expect when you join with us, because it might be slightly different from primary school. You'll see our motto on the school website: high expectations, high aspirations, and high standards, you will succeed. As a school, and I'm sure Mrs. Scott Heron has touched upon this, is that we do have high standards. We have high aspirations, and we do believe that you will succeed. In order to do this, though, it is important that you are punctual. That means that you need to arrive on time for lessons. That ensures that you don't miss any part of the lesson. At the start of each lesson, teachers will always have something up on the board for you to get on with. So even if you are a few minutes late, it automatically puts you that little bit behind. Correct uniform. Now, I'm sure that you have looked at the school website and gone through all the uniform which is required, and we have sent out and will be sending out information of what you need to wear and also what is not allowed to wear. Just something as a reminder that might not be on the school website, but I know that I have to just remind a few students, this is just to make sure that you're not allowed to wear coats in the school building. You'll be given a knowledge organiser, which might be different from primary school. This is where you will keep your timetable and important information from all of your lessons. So it's important that you have that each day and all your correct equipment. Alongside your equipment, you'll need a purple pen. And this is something that you will hear a lot of in each of your lessons. You'll hear your teachers saying, have you got your purple pen? Have you got your purple pen? So just a reminder of that if you're thinking about getting equipment over the coming weeks. Be polite and respectful. Sit in the correct seat as directed by the teacher. Now, I'm not sure if you're used to just moving around the classroom and changing places, maybe to sit with certain groups of friends. At the Thomas Boteler, what we have in each lesson is a seating plan. So the teacher will have the plan already set and will ask you to sit in a certain seat. Okay, so that was how it will work. Silence when the teacher is talking, which I'm sure you're brilliant at and already doing at primary school, and complete the class homework to the best of your ability. Behave safely in all lessons and leave classrooms tidy in an orderly manner. Thank you. Okay, a little bit about teaching and learning in lessons. I mentioned just a minute ago about how at the start of the lesson, you'll always have something up on the screen. Now, we call this a recall 5. You might not have been used to this at primary school. So on the screen at the start of each lesson, your teacher will ask you 5 questions, okay? And that will be 5 things from your previous lesson. We do this to make sure that you have an understanding from the lesson that has just happened previously. If you don't understand something, that's absolutely fine. And this is where that purple pen comes in handy, because if you don't understand something, you've got your purple pen ready for when the teacher tells you the answer, you then fill that in with the purple pen. And then this also helps the teacher know what you understand or you don't understand, and then they can revisit it in that lesson. The 3 T's, you'll hear this a lot: teacher time, task time, and team time. Teacher time is when the teacher is talking and then you will be listening in silence. Task time is when you can get on with the task which the teacher has set, and team time is the time that you will be working within groups, and it might be that you do have to discuss things, ask questions, and you can work as a team. Wrap the gap is when the teachers will give feedback about lessons that you've done previously, homework, they'll mark your homework, and they will fill in the information that you have missed out. Okay. The biggest changes that you are going to see from primary school to secondary school is moving from lesson to lesson. So those of you who have been on the tour, okay, don't worry that you think, oh no, I'm going to get into year 7 and I'm not going to know what classroom to go to. We will give you a map of the school. So when you come in September, we'll give you a map and you'll soon get used to where you go. We'll also have other students to guide you, to help you. If you're lost at all, just ask someone. We'll have monitors, and then we'll help you moving from lesson to lesson. You're suddenly going to go from the oldest person to the youngest, I'm afraid, and you'll feel that, oh, I'm now not the oldest, but you'll soon get used to that feeling, and will make you feel very, very welcome. You can have lots of different teachers, so you've not just got that one teacher. You're going to go from lesson to lesson with the different teachers, and you're not, like I said before, always going to be in the lesson with the rest of your class. There's lots more students at Sir Thomas Boteler than your primary school, and you'll soon get used to that. It's not overwhelming. We're still not a massive school, so that's really nice. Like Mrs. Scott Heron said, we are a family. And although there's more students, you will soon feel part of the Boteler family. Times of the school day, break and lunch times will be different. You might get a shorter lunch than you do at primary school, but then you also get your break times. Travelling to a new destination for school, which involves maybe walking, catching a bus, I would really recommend that if you I've got a completely different route, to maybe plan it out before you start in September. So if you walk into school, maybe have a trial run. If you've got to catch a school bus, look at the timetables of the buses. Have you got to get one bus? Do you need to get 2 buses? Where do you get that bus from? Okay, so just have a look at the bus timings. Or parents, carers, if you are driving to school, just make sure that you know where you're going to park. So preparing for September, parents, carers, I would just like you to encourage students as much as possible to be independent, okay? So maybe start packing their own bags, start sorting out their own equipment, and maybe them decide what they're having for lunch. Are they having a packed lunch, or are they in their school dinners? Just encourage that little bit of independence. Maybe get them to set out the uniform the night before. Mrs. Thomas, I can see you looking at your son there. So get up on time as well. Might be needing an alarm clock, as I said, but maybe get the routine of waking up in time. Like I said before, plan the walk, plan the bus route, label all school uniform. There's lots more of you than just at a primary school. We can't just find that blazer. There could be 130 of you. So please make sure that's all labelled. Return all your forms to school for me. That's a massive help, especially when I'm sorting out your tutor groups. Also attend all the key transition events, please, and keep up to date with the school transition page. So it's exciting times ahead. I am so excited to be your head of year 7. I just wish that I could meet you all face to face rather than see you in a little tiny screen. So I can't wait to meet you all face to face. It is a new fresh start for you all. Okay, so when you come to secondary school, okay, you don't need to worry about your primary school experiences. You come here and that is a chance for you all to have a new start, make new friends, meet new teachers. You'll have new experiences, extracurricular activities, new subjects. You'll be able to do science experiments, like Mrs. Scott Herring said, flying rockets over the school, new teachers, the new building to get used to, and most of all, making those new friendships. So even if you are only placed with one of your friends from primary school, you will soon make lots of new friends. And I just wanted to leave you with a quote that I feel that's really quite appropriate. I know there's lots of worries ahead of you, but take it all one day at a time and enjoy the journey ahead. Okay, there's lots to take in. There's lots of information that you're going to be getting over the coming months. And I know that I talked about a lot. We will have the opportunity to meet face to face and discuss anything else. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Bell. Okay, I'm going to hand over to our Year 7 ambassadors now and let them speak to you about a few things that have meant a lot to them over their first 2 terms at Sir Thomas Boteler Church of England High School. I've got lots of chat and questions coming in on the chats, which is brilliant. Miss Scott Herring is answering some, and as the students are talking, Miss Brown will answer some as well as we go along, and then I will, and the students will pick some up at the end. So I'm going to hand over first. They would like to introduce themselves rather than myself to develop their confidence and their leadership skills.
Hi, I'm Ruby, and at a normal day at Sir Thomas Boteler, we start at 8:30. When we come in, we go straight to form. During form, we do a standards check, which is like when we check if we have our knowledge organiser and pencil cases. Form finishes at 9:05, and then we go straight to period 1. Period 1 lasts an hour until 10:05, and then we go to period 2. During period 2, we go to break, which is 10:45 till 11. From then we finish the 20 minutes left of period 2 until 11:20. From then we go to period 3 until 12:20, and then it's lunch. We have 30 minutes of lunch, 12:20 till 5 till 1. From 12:50 we have from 12:50 we have period 4, and then that ends at 1:50. Lastly, we have period 5, which is from 1:50 to 2:50. At lunch and after school, we have lots of opportunities to do extracurricular.
Hi everyone, so my name's Will and I'm going to tell you a bit about my first day at Boteler and what yours will probably be like as well. So my first day at Boteler, all summarised in one word, was amazing. We all started the day by spending most of our morning in our tutor groups, getting to know everyone. Then we began our first lesson. At first it was a bit overwhelming, but it was really fun once we got into it. However, one of my favourite parts was when we were socialising with all the other people, which made the experience so much more enjoyable. Overall, my first day was really enjoyable, and I really hope you enjoy it too when you start in September.
Hi Year 6, my name's Connor and I'm going to be talking to you about how we can help you in your everyday school life here at Boteler. Boteler has many ways to help you enjoy your experience here. For example, the teachers and other members of staff are always available and you can find them at break and lunchtime on duty. or in the pastoral office, and all the staff members are great to talk to. You also have stuff like your form tutors to talk to every morning. You can have extra support and confidence during the lessons. You will have extracurricular activities to meet new people and to develop your talents. And you can have many councils to join, which help to develop leadership skills. And these councils are councils such as the School Council, House Captains, EFOS Council, Eco Council, and the TCAT Parliament. Remember to get involved with everything that the school has to offer. Thank you.
Hi there, I'm Milan, a Year 7 ambassador, and I'm going to tell you a bit about my favourite subjects and some wider curricular activities that you can do outside of the school. My favourite subjects are music and art and PE. The reason I like art and music because I'm good at it. My favourite other subject is PE, and the reason I like PE is because it helps me to work together with my friends and socialise. I used to hate PE at the start, but as I started doing more lessons, I used to like it. My favourite club, a wider curriculum club, outside of school is PE club because we do multi-sports, and my favourite is dodgeball. All the clubs that we do here are free, and there is a club for almost every single subject. Other wider curricular activities are things like student leadership roles. For example, Ethos Champion, House Captain, Form Captain, and TCAT Parliament.
Thank you to our Year 7 ambassadors. Really proud of them there. That's their first evening of speaking to a huge audience today. So if you feel you've got the leadership skills now, Year 6, or you're on the school council, or you're head boy and head girl, and you want to go down that avenue as well, there's loads of opportunities for you to get involved. Ambassadors in Year 7, they ran all the Christmas competitions. We had fun games in the gym every lunchtime. They've ran the Easter raffle. They take part in meetings which have been on Zoom until this term. So there's loads of opportunities to develop your confidence, your resilience, and your character at Sir Thomas Boteler Church of England High School. Okay, I'm going to move on and talk to you about this summer term and about how important this summer term is. Now, the first thing I want you all to do is to make sure that you go on our website and you go to the transition button, which is a fish jumping out of a small bowl into the big bowl, and have a look at all the transition videos from last summer that were put on and everything for this year as well. And I will keep updating that weekly as we go through this term. So it's really important you keep an eye out on there. So what do we have to offer this term? What do you need to get involved with? You need to get involved with everything that you can. The more you get involved with, the happier you will be walking through the doors in September on your first day. So we've got the taster sessions, okay, which take place. I will share the screen with you in a minute, but I do like to see all your faces and talk. So our first taster session is Wednesday, the 26th of May. You've all had the information booklet, and hopefully your parents and carers are sending it back in with what nights you would like to do. Now, I am advising you, and I know the students behind me would advise you to do all of them. Now, if that's impossible, because some nights you've got Warrington Wolves, or you've got ice skating, or you've got piano, or you've got scouts or guides, that's fine, because that is still important. Okay, so try and get to as many as you can. So on Wednesday, 26th of May, we are hoping to do this face to face. We are hoping to have you into school in a COVID-safe way and have you have a taught lesson by our teachers. So that will give you the chance to come into Boteler. Some of you might not have been in since year 4. Some of you might not have been in at all. So that's really important. Okay, you will meet the teachers. Miss Brown and myself will be there. Some year 9 ambassadors will be helping us. We'll do small tours of the school, and whichever subjects you've put in the order 1, 2, and 3, we will get you in there. Okay, we just need to make sure that each room, each subject is COVID friendly. So we've got enough teachers and enough subjects to have numbers in each room. So it's really important you put your choices there for us, first, second, and third. The next night is geography, RS, and drama, and that continues for 4 weeks on a Wednesday night. Now, Alderman Bolton, wave at me, everybody. You normally finish first at the end of the day. So it's really okay if you come across. I don't want you hanging out on the street, and start your independence, if your parents and carers allow, of walking together as a group across. Okay, and then we have the big hall, and I'll have ambassadors, and we'll look after you before the others arrive, because you always finish slightly earlier. St. Elphins, wave at me. You normally finish slightly later. Don't worry, just get here as soon as you can. Okay, even if you get 50 for you to meet the teachers, get involved with the ethos and culture of the school, and also meet other students. Really, really important. Okay, because you might end up being friends with somebody from an entirely different school, or sat next to them in a lesson. Somebody put on the chat here, will we be sat next to people we know in our lessons? Not necessarily. So that's why we have your form time. So it's really important you put down and send Miss Brown who you'd like with your form, because that's so when you're walking to school in the morning, every time you know you're going to go to form with those friends that you have now. All right, and you can probably sit with them in your form. When you go to your lessons, your teacher might, for a couple of weeks, allow you to sit with a friend. Once they know you and they know the group, they will change that seating plan accordingly. And they might change it every few weeks as well. At the moment, the year 7s are all in the seating plan. For all their lessons, it's the same due to all the COVID regulations. Okay, so that's how that works. What sports can you do? Was another question on there. Milan covered some of those. Every sport we cover. And another question was about the rowing. And we're looking to expand, hopefully, the rowing programme and get some more rowing on as well. So back to transition. After our taster sessions, we go straight into 2 full induction days on Monday the 5th and Tuesday the 6th of July. Really important days. Your primary schools have been sent those days, so they know that everybody coming to us on those days. Okay, and that's fine. You don't need to, you can remind them, all right, but they should already know. So you need to practice, as Miss Brown was saying, getting your bus, walking with your mum, walking with your friend, being dropped off at school at the right time. Now, every Monday, I will send an email home. So if your parents and carers haven't sent your email into school, they need to do that very quickly, because every Monday, I will email a message home, or Miss Brown will as well. And we'll be telling you updates as we go through. So on that day, we will aim to get to school for an 8:30 start. That might be different to what you're used to. Okay, and you'll meet myself and Miss in the ball hall. You'll have your register taken, and then we'll do some lessons. Now, we are hoping to do 2 full days. Okay, so that's what we're aiming for. On that first Monday night, a really important evening, another information evening where you will, and your parents and carers will get to meet your form tutors as well. And you'll have a session with your form tutors. So you get parents, carers, you can get to know them really well that evening as well. 2 full induction days, and there is an afternoon tea that if you've been in contact with our SENCO, Mrs. Harrison, or our designated provision lead, Miss Power, you'll be invited to that afternoon tea on the 2nd day of induction. Then the biggie that we all want to attend, and I've already heard some stories that holidays are booked, which is fine. We didn't have holidays last summer, so if you're going to miss it, don't worry, just get involved with all the taster sessions. But if you can take part in the summer camp, and the ones behind me, totally advise you to get involved. We managed to run one last year, COVID safe. It was amazing. We had 3/4 of the year group attend. Everybody got to know each other. Teachers got to know the students, which is really important, and the students got to know the teachers and the ethos of the school. So in summer camp, we do lots of different activities, okay, and it's called summer camp for a reason, because it's got to be fun. It's got to be fun in learning the academic side, but it's also got to have fun activities. Now, Miss Dowling is the lead of summer camp, and she said to me this morning about 40 people have already signed up. So that is amazing. If you haven't done so yet and you would like to sign up, ring school, send the slip in. You can ring school to pay over the phone. If you need support in paying the £45 for the 5 days, please just get in contact. We can work through that. Please don't think your child can't come, because obviously we would find a way to support that as well. We do team building activities, lots of them. We have a bottle of bingo, which is amazing. We get the climbing wall in. We do lots and lots of sports with our PE teachers, but also with external agencies as well. We've got the huge field, the ball hall, the new tennis courts. We do orienteering, and I know quite a few of you have done that in primary school, so we do some orienteering. The Olympics is this summer, as well as the Euros, so you're going to have some activities based around there. Miss Dowling was telling me earlier today, because obviously we'll be able to see that on telly. I don't think any spectators are going at the moment, are they? But we also will have some academic activities. Literacy is so important. Okay, and we've had a year online, offline, in school, out of school. So it's really important that we make sure that we're up where we should be and we are confident. Okay, and we are here to help you with that. Confident in your reading, confident in your literacy, confident in your maths. So the summer school is about that catch up as well. Okay, but I don't want anybody to panic about that. Okay, you can always email me on Miss Dowling at a later date. I'm just going to share the screen, and then after summer camp, we will come in on our first day. Right, so we have summer camp, and then you have your summer off, which I want you to enjoy. That's really important, that you enjoy your summer, and then you're ready for day one in September, and then the inauguration evening on the 14th of September, where your head teacher or your year 6 teacher comes and talks to you about you at St. Elphin's Church and says a nice little statement about you, and then they literally hand you over to Miss Scott Heron. Parents and carers, you are invited to that, and it is a wonderful, wonderful evening, and you get to hear some lovely things about yourselves and obviously your children. Okay, so that's really nice. I'm just going to share the screen again with us. Bear with me 1 second. Why am I not going?
You already presented it. You've got this. Close it and then
It's not sure.
close it.
Let me try that again, sorry.
Click the one on there, go across.
That one.
That one.
Well done, Will.
You see, the year 7s prove extremely useful in
I was
these.
just about to say that. Amazing. I've just got somebody else has just come in the waiting room as well, so we'll just let them in as well. Evening, everyone. Okay, so where's that going on? There we go. So we've had our year 7 myself. Okay, so this is the form that we would have got through the mail. And I also sent this out electronically to everybody last week. So this has got all the details about each event on. And here's our reply slip. So if we can fill that in and send that back, please. And that will help. It's so important that we know the numbers for each event just during these times. Summer camp, Miss Dowling there. Put Miss Dowling's email on there. This is also on the transition website. So just go to the website and type in transition and you'll get to all the emails and the year 7 team. Mrs. Harrison is our SENCO and her email is there as well. So if you do want to meet with Mrs. Harrison, please email the transition mailbox or herself, and we'll get a meeting in as soon as we can. Mrs. Harrison and her team also meet all the year 6 teachers and follow up any concerns or any bigger meetings that we may need to have with them. So please don't worry that the information that your year 6 teachers have, that does get to us. But if you would like to also have that meeting as well, please feel free to contact, along with Miss Power, who is our leader of the designated provision as well. So have we got any questions for our year 7 panel? Is there anybody, any of my year 6s sat in front of me there with a question that you would like to ask personally, to come off mute and ask a question?
Mrs. Morby, what I suggest they do, if they go to the reaction button and raise the hand, and then we can, I can see who's raised. I can tell you who.
Okay.
So come on, fantastic year.
So we have.
Kevin's nearly.
Top left. We have B Fox. You have a hand. So go on, B. What question would you like to ask?
Come off mute.
What's your favourite thing about Bottler?
So that's going to go to Will. Will, would you like to answer that?
So my favourite thing about Bottler is that how friendly all the teachers are here and how welcoming they are.
Okay, thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
We've got Archie Holbrook. Have you got a question, my lovely?
What is it particularly hard, high school?
I'm going to give that to Ruby.
No, it's not really, because you'll learn most of your stuff in year 6, what you're learning right now. You just learn a bit more.
So we learn deeper, and how the teachers do it. They always challenge you, Archie, to do your hardest, and it is about thinking and making yourself work, but they will support you in that. Okay, the hardest thing is probably remembering your way around school in the first few days. Would you agree, Ruby?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Whereas you and that side of it to begin with, because you're so used to your primary school.
Okay.
Thank you, Archie. Who we got next, Miss?
Can we go to Amy? Amy G, is that correct?
Were they nervous on the first day?
I'm going to ask Connor that. Were you nervous on the first day, Connor?
Yes, but the teachers were welcoming and I had friends there, so it wasn't that hard.
And the ones that aren't coming with anybody else, by the time you come, you will know plenty of people. You'll all be nervous on the first morning. You'll all be apprehensive. But as soon as you walk through the door, those nerves will go. Okay, you'll suddenly be in our family then and be part of the family, and you will have done so much transition. Thanks, Amy. Who have we got next, Miss?
Riley Barnes next, please.
Do you get homework every day?
I'm going to hand over to Milan, Riley.
You don't get it every day. You might get it every week for each subject, but not all of the teachers actually give lots of homework. The most homework that I've gotten before is about 2 pieces of homework per subject in 1 week.
Okay, so you do get homework. You might not get everything on one night, and you might have a week to do it. You might have a night to do it. And we have a folder called a knowledge organizer, which you carry every day. And that has your key points that you need to know for your assessments, your tests. And a lot of homework is based around that folder. So parents and carers, they have this folder at home with them every night. So if they say they haven't got homework, they need to know everything in that folder. Okay, because that's what they end up being tested on.
With the knowledge organisers, there's some questions in the chat, which is really good. There's always questions on homework. We will never give a child something for something's sake. It has to be something that's relevant, that is consolidation of learning, that it's going to have an impact on what they are doing. So it won't be something like, oh, just colouring a poster or do, you know, it has to have some real meaning. otherwise students don't value the importance of independent study in the right way. So it will always have an impact, but it will be based on the consolidation of learning of the kind of knowledge organisers. So that was a great question. So can we go to, I'm sorry if I get this wrong, Tazzy's iPhone, so I'm not quite, that was the next hand up I saw. Okay.
Did you find the older students intimidating?
Good question, Tazzy. That's going to go to Will.
Well, it's a bit like intimidating, like at first, like when you see like how tall they are, like you get a bit like scared and stuff, but it's not really that bad. Like everyone in this school is like really friendly.
So Will, Tazzy said then it's more their height. Okay, you've got to imagine year 11 boys, how tall you will be by year 11. So it's more the height. But then he said how friendly everybody is. And we are a smaller high school, so everybody does end up knowing everybody. And that is what's really lovely, and everybody does help everybody. So that first initial meeting of walking down a corridor and seeing a much bigger, taller person, it might be, but the fact that you will have been into us loads
Mrs. Morgan's frozen.
beforehand, hopefully that will go before day one.
Yeah, don't
next, Miss.
Just on that point, don't ever worry about speaking to somebody that's much bigger than you are. They've been exactly in the position you are, and if you were lost or you didn't know anything, you just ask them. You know, quite often I'll sometimes see a year 7 going, oh, I'm not sure where I'm going, and I'll just grab somebody. I say, oh, Charlie, can you just take so and so to the subject, and they'll take you and they'll chat to you. But I understand how it can feel a bit daunting. That's a good question. So I've got Lisa's iPhone. That was the next hand up. Coming off mute.
Do you just do subject? No, do you just walk around on the first day? Or do you do subjects?
Okay, and back to Ruby.
Now on like I think it's like the first 3 days. We did form till lunch, and then we did all our lessons, like the rest of the last 2 lessons.
What's really important is that we get you into your lessons very quickly, because you don't want to lose any progress that you've made from year 6. So you'll have an extended form on the first day, and you'll go through everything there, get your timetable, which tells you what lessons you've got every day. And then we have an earlier lunch. That's really important to know, everybody. Have an earlier lunch in that first week, so you're not in with everybody. All right, so you get used to going in the canteen, saying hi to Miss Scott Heron, find out where to get your lunch from, and you'll have extra time to everybody else then. But you will definitely be doing lessons, because what's really important is that we carry on learning. All right, and we don't want to waste any of that time. Thank you. We got any more, Miss?
Not that I can. Just let me go through. I've got three screens to flit across. Not that I can see. Are there any more questions about anything, or do you want to ask the year 7s anything? Or oh, hang on, I've got Isla Risley. Is that right? Isla's hand with her lovely glasses and a nice smile. What's Isla got for us? Hi, Isla.
When you walk around, how do you know where you were?
So, right, Isla, where's Isla? So I'm going to go to Connor. How do you know where you are, Connor? Have a map given.
Well, you have a map given to you, and each subject has a specific corridor. So you'll find many rooms in one corridor for one subject.
Get numbers on the top. Oh, that's good. Ruby's also going to add to that.
And whenever you like pass a room, there's always like the room number on the door. So if you get lost, you can literally just look at the door and think and look at the door number. Brilliant.
So all the subjects are in one area, so that's quite handy. So you don't know that maths is all on one corridor. Somebody's just asked about the menu for the canteen. The menu is on the website, and on the transition site, it's on there as well. Okay, so if you take a look on there, and that gets updated sort of every half term, so keep your eyes on that, and you'll be able to see the canteen. It is a healthy menu, apart from you'll be very excited that you are allowed chips on a Friday. Okay, so that's the day that we have chips in.
Oh, we've got Duncan Pownall. That's a nice smile. It's a nice way to say your name. You all smile. It's lovely. So Duncan, have you got a question, my lovely? I think you're still on mute. Oh, that's it. You're off mute. Brilliant.
It's actually Dunley.
It's Dunley who it is.
It's just on my account, that's all.
Oh, sorry. Apologies. That's all we can say. Hi, sorry. Nice to see you. Have you got a question?
No, and also my question was, what would happen if you're late to school?
Oh,
hang on, let me give. None of these four have ever been late.
do you want me to explain? Should I explain that one?
Go on, miss.
So if you're late for school, which you won't be because you're all fabulous, you're all smirking at me now, just make sure you set your alarm clock. If, for example, there was a bus problem, then we're not going to punish you because there's a bus problem. Or sometimes if there's been a catastrophic problem across Warrington, we're very understanding. If it's because you have chosen to be late when your fabulous parents and carers have dropped you off on time and you decide for whatever reason that you're going to be late, then there is kind of consequences, therefore you lose your free time. But it's really important. We don't like doing that, but it's really important that you get to school on time where you can, because learning starts as soon as you kind of enter the building. And being punctual, we're trying to teach you things for kind of real life, because I bet mum and dad, when they go to work, they can't turn up late. Of course, sometimes there's a legitimate reason and we understand those reasons. But if you're constantly late because you're having trouble getting out of bed, that's a different story. Okay?
Okay, so any last questions? Okay, so things to do is to make sure that we get our reply slips in and sign up for those taster sessions. If you'd like to do the summer school, make sure you sign up for the summer school. But also, if you want to tour around school before May the 26th, which is our first taster night, get in touch and I'll organise that with myself or Miss Brown as well. Miss Brown, have you got anything else you'd like to say?
No, just thank you for everybody listening so well, and great to see so many people so confident asking all those questions. So well done, Year Sixers.
Yes,
thank you, Miss.
You know, for me, you know, we always say it's high expectations, high aspirations, high standards, you will succeed. You have got all the makings of success in abundance just by the fact of how you've carried out yourselves this evening. This is by far, even though it's in the virtual world, the most confident kind of group that we've had. Looking back, looking at how you've interacted, your eye contact, how you've listened, really is really impressive. I am so excited about, you know, just getting to know you and welcome you as Year Sevens. I know your Year Six teachers want to hang on to you, but you know, the transition that you're going to make, you will fly, you know. And I say, through God we care about you already, getting to know you, recognising names, working with your parents and carers and those that matter to you. Parents and carers, if you've got any specific questions for me, you can email me direct. I'm no problem with that. If you need to meet me, I can meet you. It's no problem. Just book time in with me and I'll happily do that. Just because there's two questions that have come up. Is there a bike lock-up? Yes, they get locked up through the inside of the gates, and we're having new CCTV fitted everywhere, which is quite exciting. Well, it sounds terrible. I mean, it's exciting that the fact that it'll be really secure, kind of externally. In terms of taster sessions, that information will be emailed out to you.
Yeah, for your taster sessions, just come to reception, everybody. Okay, so you just come to reception. Myself and Miss will sign you in, and then we'll take you to the lessons. Basically, hopefully you'll get your first choice lesson. It will just depend on how many sign up for each event. So it's really important that you do sign up, so we know how many we've got to cater for. Thank you, everybody. So we're going to say, we would normally say safe journey home, but I can see the majority of you are at home. We do hope you've enjoyed this evening. Please do contact us after tonight if there was anything else that we didn't cover for you. We look forward to seeing all the parents and carers on the next information evening on Monday the 5th of July, and we look forward to meeting you all in person on Wednesday the 26th of May for your first taster session in school. So what you need to remember is to enjoy your final weeks at primary school. Okay, really make the most of it, everybody, and hopefully some of you might even get to go on some of your trips if we carry on going in the direction we are. So I want everybody to give us a big wave so we can say goodbye. Let's see a big wave there. And you can leave the meeting when you want. Many thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Really.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Say that because it's on you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye, Miles.
Bye, Miles.
Bye.
Bye.
I've got people upside down. It's very exciting. Still a couple on. We all right?
Mr. Fudge, just make sure we've got all the chat, please. I don't want to lose it all in case we didn't answer any of the questions.
I think I was firing as quick as I could.
Miss, I think one of them was the asking for wearing masks on.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, for now.
Okay.
Yeah. Until that changes. Brill, that's it. Thanks, team. Year 7, you were unbelievably amazing, as you always are. I'm very proud of you. Thanks, Mr. Frodsham. Thanks, Miss Brown. Thanks to everybody else.
Thank you. I will leave.
And
if I leave, it'll stop recording.
That's
so
fine.
I'll leave now.
I'll see you in 2 minutes to say bye to in reality.
Okay.
See you in a minute. Bye.